Hello, everyone out there in listener land. It is Greg Unchained from the B Plus podcast here. Just a quick reminder to you that we have launched a Patreon. Episodes like this one, bonus episodes, will be able to be heard 1 week earlier. So what you're about to listen to, you could have heard this a week ago if you were a patron on our Patreon page. So please, if you like what we do, and if you want to stay up to date, join the community, jump on call-in shows, tell us what you want us to talk about. I mean, you can do that anyway on Twitter and what have you, but, you know, in a super producer role where you are guaranteed to get custom episodes every month, if you want these sorts of things, you need to head over to our Patreon. It is patreon.com/theb+. As low as every dollar helps. So as low as $1, you can help us out, help us grow the network, help us get new content, get new gear, get on YouTube, all that sort of stuff for as little as $1 a month. It's up to you how much you want to give us. But there's all sorts of really cool rewards, and we're planning to come up with new ones as well. So shoot us a message if there's a reward you'd like to see. But in the meantime, it is patreon.com/theb+.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening.
Hold one, Andre.
You're not good at this. Get out. Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon.
You just made the list.
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two, on bar.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Dummy. Yeah.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
Hold three, Lamas covered, three-handle family Gradunzo.
Mamma mia!
And now,
Unchained.media presents the B Plus Podcast with your host, Greg Unchained.
It's me, Austin. It was me all along, Austin.
number four, armbar.
I will never retire.
I still got 200 more. I got 200 more holes to list.
All right, fellow B Plus players, welcome to the B Plus podcast. I am your host, Greg Unchained. Today is Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. It's a bonus episode. It's coming out when it comes out. But as I record this, it is Tuesday, and you know what that means. It's New Year's Day, and there's been a big announcement by a certain little group within the wrestling world called The Elite. You may have heard of them. I'm not sure. They're kind of the biggest thing in wrestling at the moment. Joining me to discuss what we just saw just about an hour or so ago on the YouTubes, Mr. Mysterious. How are you, Mr. Mysterious?
I'm fantastic. Happy New Year, everyone. If you're listening to this on the day or whenever you are, happy holidays.
Yeah, and Happy New Year to you, my friend. Did you have a good one? Did you get completely wasted? How'd it go? And how was your Christmas as well? We haven't really spoken since before Christmas.
We have had a nice break in between, just setting things up for the new year. We've got a lot of exciting stuff planned for everyone, don't we? We've got a Patreon now. And
yeah, in fact, Patreon subscribers are listening to this earlier than everyone else. Hi, Patreon subscribers.
The world
You know what we think of All Elite before anyone else.
The world exclusive. But in answer to your question, yeah, it was just a quiet affair, just with a few family members. Beautiful view of the fireworks. Yeah, ushered it in new with people that I love. So yeah,
That's awesome. That's awesome. Me too. I just had a quiet one at home for the most part. But I mean, fireworks confuse me, man. I understand it. I mean, dogs hate them, right?
Mm.
And I like dogs. So if dogs hate something, they're probably onto it. You know how people are always like, you know, I don't trust anyone that my dog doesn't like. You know,
yeah.
dogs know things we don't.
I don't
And
know.
also, I was watching on the telly, I saw like the Sydney fireworks, and I'm just like, the amount of homeless people you could house for the price of what it costs to put on those fireworks, it just seems a bit redundant to me. But I don't know, that's just me. I mean, letting off fireworks is always fun, don't get me wrong. It just confuses me. That's all.
That's
Like,
right.
where are we as a society? But that's probably for a different
We're
podcast.
going off on a tangent, yeah.
This podcast is for discussing All Elite Wrestling. It is confirmed
Wrestling's worst kept secret.
Yeah, it really kind of is that, isn't it? Because, I mean, basically this video showed us absolutely nothing new that we didn't know from the dirt sheets already.
I don't know if we're to blame for just like how we've been building up towards this, or if it's more the elite themselves, like just hyping this up, and the fact that it's kind of what we all suspected, but we thought it kind of exceed our expectations. But I don't know. We'll see more from the announcement they have next week as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, as far as I'm concerned, though, it's still an amazing announcement. So I mean, we'd heard through the dirt sheets that they trademarked these things, and the Young Bucks were like, look, we're just shoring it up just in case. We don't know what we're doing yet, which, I mean, you got to think that's a load of crap. Like, they're going to know what they're doing.
They're very smart people.
They are very smart people. And I mean, they're the smartest marketers. I mean, it was Aiden, who does our Purocast, of course, one of the guys who's involved in our Purocast. Aiden was telling me that, you know, at this point, the Elite are little more than a clothing label, right?
Funny enough, like I did post that one where in Pro Wrestling Tees, their top 10 list bestsellers, like the majority are the Elite, with the top selling brand, of course, the Young Bucks.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not surprising, right? Anything Elite branded, Bullet Club, it used to be Bullet Club, now it's the Elite. I mean, look, I'm not going to lie. I've been eyeing off that 5-pack that comes with the free extra shirt. That's the blue one that says Change the World, that you can only get if you buy all 5 of the others. I've been eyeing it off. Like, yeah, they're a clothing label, but that's a good thing. I mean, they are making more money outside of WWE than anyone in a long time.
Oh god, yeah.
So I mean, it's working for them. Everything they do is working for them. And yeah, I guess we did hype it up like, what's this announcement going to be? And I never thought that the clock counting down would be to the actual information. But I guess I've already seen a lot of disappointment online that all we got was the name, All Elite Wrestling and Double or Nothing. And we already knew that because of the patent filings. But I mean, we're the ones looking at trademark filings. Like, that's our fault. You know?
We're the ones who are over-analyzing and just deciphering every little bit of information that we can muster out. So,
yeah, which is what we're going to do right now, right? Like,
absolutely.
I mean, we're probably going to have a podcast here that goes for twice as long as the actual announcement video. But it came on Being the Elite. Video actually started with Frankie Kazarian looking for his countdown, right? So it's New Year's Eve everywhere. We're getting a look into their New Year's Eve routines. And Kaz is looking for the phone because it keeps ticking, and he wants to shut it up.
Drinking his troubles away.
Yeah. But he finds a Suicide action figure. Do we think that Suicide is coming to All Elite Wrestling? That's owned by Impact, isn't it?
It is.
Why did he find a Suicide action figure?
Don't know whether he would have got the rights for it, or because there's more than one person behind the mask as well.
Yeah, a few people have played Suicide, right?
It's a tough one to think about, honestly. It's an interesting way to start it, to be honest.
Yeah, this is what I mean. Like when I say they're smart at what they do, because they do still give you questions, right? There's still questions in there. Who else played Suicide? T.J. Perkins played Suicide. Austin Aries was under the Suicide mask for a day or two, I think. Jonathan Gresham apparently wrestled as Suicide. So this could be hinting at other people who may be signing with All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah.
Potentially. But I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that they started that way. And then, of course, with Christopher Daniels exercising and saying that he needs to get in better shape because 2019 is going to be a big year. And he's, Scorpio and Kaz are both in better shape than him.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to think SCU are heading to All Elite Wrestling as well, right?
You got to, yeah.
And then we get the montage of the guys all sort of going to their meeting place in Tokyo, right outside the Tokyo Dome, where they all stand for midnight, and their clocks count down to their phones, and then they do the whole bit like, oh, it was nothing. It was nothing. We did this for 4 months, and it was nothing, which was a bit funny because it's a little bit meta, because we know All Elite Wrestling, we know Double or Nothing already, and they're about to show us what we already know. So them just acknowledging, hey, we hyped this up for 4 months, and it's kind of nothing now because it leaked. I thought that was fun.
It was a nice little nod.
Yeah, they like to do that. They like to acknowledge, the reality of what's happening. So I like that they're self-aware. We need more self-awareness in wrestling, I think.
They could have been spiteful and released it even earlier, just say oh, screw you guys, we were trying to build this up, but no, they stuck to their guns and they made they rewarded us in a way, saying congratulations for figuring out, but when you don't know everything just yet.
Yeah, so then they show their phones and it comes up double or nothing on all of them except for Paige's. Paige's says something different, which I thought they were going to leave it there. Yeah. I thought they were going to just leave it hanging and be like, oh shit, is Paige actually signing with WWE or something? But no, he turns his phone around and there it is. AEW All Elite Wrestling. So there's no more speculation. We can't sit here being like, well, they could just be using this as a ruse to get more money from WWE. No. Meltzer's reported that they turned down 7-figure contracts.
They are committed.
Each, which you got to think Adam Page has not been wrestling that long. The Bucks and Cody, they've been in it for a lot longer. They've done a lot more stuff. To have a 7-figure contract come your way at the stage of the career that Hangman Page is, how you turn that down for anything is kind of crazy.
He's still rather young, and he's had his run with Ring of Honor as well. He's doing well for himself being associated with the Elite.
This is true. But you got to think, as a 23, 24-year-old man or something, you're looking at that piece of paper going, this will set me for life. This other thing may not. So, they're really, when they say all in, they're really all in on this. They truly believe in it.
They're passionate. They are committed. We say it before, we'll say it again. They're very smart businessmen. So whatever it is they're doing.
And this is where, already you see people online being like, oh, this is nothing. This is stale. It's all, even, people within our own group are like, this is, they're past it already. The Bucks aren't any good anymore. Omega's not any good anymore. They're not doing anything worth watching anymore. And these sorts of things. And I got to think to myself, that sounds insane to me. That sounds insane to me because you got to look at the numbers.
Yeah. Whatever they're doing, it's still working. We just mentioned the shirt sales and as a brand, everyone still wants to tune in. You can look at the subscribers or the views for being the Elite alone. As much as people want to say that they're not committed to, and they're not saying that the Bucks and the Elite have gone past their time, but it feels like everything's on an incline more so.
Yeah, I feel like they're as hot as they've ever been, to be honest with you. And you have a look at this. It was uploaded just an hour or so ago, and it's already got more than 50,000 views.
People are still paying attention as much as they don't want to, exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think it's a crazy time to be a wrestling fan. We've said this a lot, and leading into 2019, I don't think anything's going to slow down. But what do you think All Elite Wrestling will look like? Because we have the rumors that it's got big financial backing.
It could be partnered with the Khan family. We've had those rumors for a while that maybe Jim Ross and Chris Jericho are associated with the product as well. It's hard to say whether it's its own brand or whether it's going to be in partnership with another. So it's still up in the air with me.
Yeah, you saw that you mentioned to me a post that Jericho made on Instagram this week.
Yeah, he was at a Vikings game and he said that the Khan family actually made sure that he got tickets to the game, and suggesting that he's really got a strong relationship with them as well. Just saying, with of course being potentially backing All Elite Wrestling, it shows whatever is going on, Chris Jericho could play a big part of it.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
January is here and we are fast approaching WrestleMania season. Royal Rumble and the road to WrestleMania are around the corner, so the time to dilly-dally is past us. If you want to experience WrestleMania live, and who doesn't, let's be honest, you deserve it. The best and really the only way to do it is with All Aussie Travelers. All Aussie Travelers are new to the wrestling travel package game, but they are veterans at travel, and they have put together a package that cannot be beaten. For less than $7,500, All Aussie Travelers are going to send you to New York, New York, with return flights, airport transfers, full accommodation, and tickets to the WWE Hall of Fame, NXT pre-show party, NXT TakeOver, WrestleMania, Monday Night Raw, SmackDown Live, and more. The coolest part about these packages is that for NXT TakeOver, Raw, and SmackDown, you are going to be seated in your own private VIP suite, normally not available to the public, but all Aussie Travelers have you covered, man. They got this locked down. It has its own bar, it has its own bathroom access, and all the luxuries that a VIP box comes with, not least of which, of course, an incredible view for everything happening in the ring. All of this for under $7,500. They're practically giving these packages away, man. You'd be crazy not to check it out. So head over to All Aussie Travelers on Facebook. The link is in the show notes. And tell them that the B Plus sent you. And let's go watch WrestleMania in style. Right, and there was, of course, Cody posted about being in the box at a Jaguars game a couple weeks ago as well. So they've been giving us little bits and pieces that this is the Khan family. Now, Meltzer has come out. There's been some tweets. So Voices of Wrestling tweeted this out, things that Meltzer is reporting on the Wrestling Observer Radio. Yeah. I don't know how legal that is, them just giving out the things that he's reporting on his radio show live as it's happening. But, 2019.
It is what it is.
Yeah, this is journalism today. I mean, we're giving you the information that Voices of Wrestling gave us from Dave Meltzer
sources upon
on
sources
Wrestling Observer Radio. So... but the key points that he's reporting apparently are Cody has signed his contract, but the Bucks have not yet. But they should be signing in the next 24 to 48 hours. He's also saying there are definitely TV offers on the table because there were TV executives highly impressed with All In and being the Elite's YouTube numbers and what have you. And so the TV world are looking at them. The contracts are multi-year offers. So if this All Elite thing gets off the ground, it's going to be on TV and it looks like it may be on TV and maybe running for at least a couple of years. Like the people investing in this are really all in on this. And the other big scoop that Dave Meltzer had was All Elite Wrestling want a relationship with New Japan Pro Wrestling. So everyone's thinking this means, okay, they're gone from New Japan, they're gone from Ring of Honor. They may not be gone from New Japan.
No, with Kenny Omega as well, like he seems obviously still committed to New Japan, so they want to have some relationship with them still.
Yeah, so whether the relationship is just, look, we want Kenny to be able to work with us, you got to imagine Ibushi would be in there too. Yeah. And of course, Jericho is under contract with New Japan to some extent. So, I mean, it's kind of, there's a lot going on, but they want to have a relationship with New Japan so that they can, you got to assume, so that they can share some talent because they're big fans of the guys that are working.
Yeah.
But apparently on New Japan's end, it's up in the air. It's not a sure thing.
To be fair, I think that's mainly because of the match between Omega and Tanahashi. Just how the clash of ideals about how the company should be run. And I think more once Wrestle Kingdom's done and dusted, they'll be able to give us a bit more assurance.
Yeah, like in terms of, like, that's the story they've got going on in kayfabe, so they can't...
Yeah, exactly. They're just, for the time being, they're just focused on Wrestle Kingdom, and then once they've done that, they might say, like, oh, we've been tempted by the offer, or we are going to have a relationship with AEW.
Yeah, and you may even see kayfabed sort of stuff around it, like Kenny Omega stays the champion, he beats Tanahashi, and so, we need to make him happy, we need to work with this All Elite group. Like, they could even kayfabe reasons around it. Like, wrestling is getting really, really weird in that it feels like we're at a point now where everyone's happy to be worked again, We're happy to not know what's real and what's fake.
As much as, like, kayfabe is dead in a lot of places, like, there are some people that are still trying to commit to it, and I do respect that a great deal.
Like Seth Kincaid?
Oh, don't get me started.
You posted an article on our website. He commented on it on Facebook. He was just like, keep my name out your mouth, basically. And I'm like, I'm sitting here like, okay, I'm going to assume he's fabing me and I'm not going to take his name out of it. But what if he's not fabing me? What if he's actually genuinely upset with us now? It's, kayfabe's a real thing. Like on my, on the New Year's interviews that I did, I was talking to Mike Boomer from here in Adelaide, and he's running like a church leader gimmick, and I pointed out that you're doing the whole cult leader thing, and he's like, we're a church, and just the deadpan, like, we don't like being called a cult, we're a church, I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry. It's awkward because wrestlers they're large, they're intimidating, and they can hurt
absolutely.
you. And so when they kayfabe you like that, and it's well, when you assume, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's still real to me, damn it.
Like,
still real to me, damn it. But we're getting away from it. But yeah, they could kayfabe reasons around it, and like the whole thing with New Japan at the moment, that whole story with Omega and Tanahashi. I love how grey it is. Shades of grey in wrestling has been overdone to a point. Like in WWE, oh, well, there's no real heels or faces anymore. You just cheer who you want to cheer. And over there, it's a cop-out. Like, they're like, we're going to write really badly, and our reason that we're going to pull out for that is, well, you can just cheer who you want, and we don't really have to write good or bad guys anymore. That's kind of almost a cop-out on their end, because it's just an excuse for bad writing. In New Japan, though, this whole Omega vs. Tanahashi storyline, which we'll talk about on the King of Sportscast with Mikey, absolutely. I'm sure. This whole storyline has been basically there's an old way of doing things and there's a new way of doing things. And Kenny believes that holding on to the old ways makes you a bad guy, right? So in Kenny's mind, Tanahashi's the heel and he's the hero. And Tanahashi thinks there's a reason that things have been done the way they've been done. It works. I've brought us out of the Dark Ages, etc., etc. And if you want to try to change things, you're going to make things go bad again, you're the heel. Both of them are right. It's like a legitimate shade of grey.
It's really refreshing.
Yeah. And it lets the fans just decide. Like, it's like a Packers versus Vikings rivalry, right? For anyone who follows NFL. There's no right or wrong there. They're both right.
More companies.
I love it.
More companies should be doing it and like actually taking the time to craft stories like this, where like the audience is just like, oh, I'm not too sure, but they completely engage with it.
Yeah. Well, I'm a fan of the classic good versus evil myself. You know, this is why I prefer like I really like companies like Chikara.
Yeah.
Like here, I really like PWA. It's very clear who the good guys are, who the bad guys are. I'm a fan of that. But at the same time, when a shade of grey story is done well, there's nothing better. I mean, look at Breaking Bad, right? So when a shade of grey story is told well, there's nothing better. So what's going on in New Japan is fantastic, and they could completely kayfabe it. But here's what's interesting to me. They announced a rally. So the only new piece of information we have is that there's going to be a Double or Nothing rally. It's in Jacksonville, Florida, which of course links to
WWE.
Well, it links to the Khan family first and foremost, right? Because they own the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's going to be at the TIAA Bank Field. But as you mentioned there, it links to WWE.
Because their next SmackDown taping, I believe, is around the same area, not too far off.
SmackDown Live, it's about apparently it's about a 5-minute walk away. The two arenas, they're very close to one another. And the interesting thing I thought about this is they're not going head to head with SmackDown for their rally, their announcement. They're starting at 5 p.m. So they're going to bring out all this information about All Elite Wrestling on what will be a Wednesday morning for us, but it's a Tuesday afternoon in the States. And then what are they going to do? They're going to have all their fans in all the Elite gear, right? Are they going to try to recreate the invasion that they did when they marched to Raw? Are they going to do the same thing with SmackDown with all these All Elite fans chanting Double or Nothing?
Oh, I hope so.
Are they going... Right? It'd be good. I imagine there will be more people at this one than there were at the initial one, because the initial one was sort of put together at the last minute.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing to me is, now there's all sorts of rumors about what All Elite could be doing. People have speculated that they might be purchasing Major League Wrestling.
There is an idea about that,
We did see a news story that Impact wanted to sell to All Elite Wrestling, but All Elite Wrestling turned them down, which shows you just how damaged Impact is.
Poor Impact. We do like talk about. We do appreciate Impact.
I enjoy Impact. I do. And I think Impact going into 2019, Impact is in the best place it's been in a long time. But that said, I mean, when you want to sell to an upstart company and the upstart company are like, I think we'll be all right. Although maybe they just wanted to sell. Maybe Don Callis just wanted to sell so he could get out of his contract and go work for the better show.
You might be hitting your nail on the head there. I don't know.
But no, so there's the rumors, like there's the stuff with the Impact. There's rumors that people have talked about they could be purchasing Major League Wrestling, or Major League Wrestling has been financed by some mysterious backers, right? We don't know where the money comes from for MLW. So it's possible that MLW has been backed by the Khan family as well all along. Like that's a possibility.
We have Court Bauer, the CEO. He has been tweeting saying, like, based on this year, 2018 alone, or last year I should say now, the fact that they've been one of the fastest growing companies in America, and I've been following all the rest. I've been hosting all the rest and keeping you guys privy to all the MLW episodes. I can't dispute him on that. It's been on the rise for quite some time.
Yeah, so MLW could play a role here, or I think MLW are doing fairly well, and if they're not already backed by the Khan family, then I think that they're going to keep doing their thing. But there's also speculation, of course, that, they turned down these 7-figure deals from WWE to be performers. But what if they're actually signed to be the first wrestling company to go on the WWE network that's not WWE? Because we know that WWE are launching their tiered service soon. We know that Progress and ICW and Evolve are looking to be on that tiered thing as early as January 2019.
Yeah.
Is what we've heard. So supposedly it's all sitting on a server and there's a button ready for them to press for it to go live. What if it's not going live until All Elite Wrestling announce their thing? Because All Elite Wrestling are going to be the first official part. And I mean, it's happening minutes away from SmackDown. Right before SmackDown, they could just, walk over to the arena and come out on SmackDown Live to double down on the announcement.
Part of me can see it, but at the same time, I see it more as like an invasion, if anything. So it's kind of hard. Yeah.
Right. And that's the other thing. They could announce that they're doing this thing, and then they could have bought. Just imagine if they purchased tickets for everyone who comes to this rally to be in the front section.
Oh, that'd be brilliant.
Of Tuesday Night SmackDown. I mean, we're talking about someone who is one of the richest men on the planet.
Yeah. It is,
right?
It is
like,
possible.
I think he's like the 217th. He's like the 217th richest man or something.
In the world, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, he could absolutely have bought a ticket for the entire... He could have bought out the entire front section of SmackDown and just march everyone from this rally over there to take over the show. I mean, what would Vince do?
Handle it, hopefully, better than they handled Enzo a couple months ago.
Right. Well, let's not give that prick any airtime. But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of very, very interesting ways this can go. And I think there's still, like, people that are saying this is stale and it's boring and it's done and, like, they didn't give us anything new. Maybe not. Like, it's a slower form of storytelling, sure, but I like it. I'm enjoying every single thing that the Elite put out.
Despite what a couple people say when talking about All Elite Wrestling, there is storytelling. That's what being the Elite's all about. Like, to tell these stories that progress, like, over the coming months, like, even, like, years sometimes.
I almost forgot about it. You're talking about Bully Ray, right?
I'm talking about Bully Ray, yeah.
Bully Ray claimed today was it on Busted Open Radio that he said it?
Yeah.
I can't remember where he said it.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Christmas has come and gone, and with it, the disappointment of those Secret Santa staples, the shave kit, the sports hygiene packs, and seasonal socks is fading. As we roll on, though, into the new year, it's time to make resolutions. So why not resolve to look better in 2019 and get yourself the gift that keeps on giving and never disappoints? Threadbox. Threadbox is a subscription clothes shopping service which for as little as $40 per month will send you a box of personally curated goodies straight to your doorstep. I get the $160 package which comes with over $200 worth of fresh goodies each month. Kept me looking fly for all my Christmas engagements this year. you get to communicate with the Threadbox stylist assigned to you by email regarding what it is you need, and they will tailor the box accordingly. And in the unlikely event that you don't like what they send you, you send it back, they will replace it with something new and make note of the things you don't like so that they can avoid that kind of thing in the future. Threadbox is a truly unbelievable service that no man should be living without, so head over to threadbox.com.au today and use our code TheB+15 when you check out to get 15% off your first box. Bully Ray today claimed that the stuff that he did with Flip Gordon in Ring of Honor, which we have talked about and we have said we thought was absolutely terrible. It went nowhere. He's like, look at how many people benefited from it. Who, Bully? Who benefited from it? You made Silas look like an idiot. You made Flip look like an idiot. You made the COO guy look like a freaking idiot. Like, everyone looked stupid in that story. Everyone. Everyone looked dumb, and it bummed me out. But he was like, that story took place over 8 months. You look at that. When was the last time you saw a story in wrestling take place over 8 months? And I'm like, oh, man. Okay, Daniel Bryan and The Miz has been going on for 10 plus years.
Yeah. They've been milking it.
The Golden Lovers.
Yeah.
The Golden Lovers has been going on for 10 years, or close to it. You know, there's wrestling stories all the time. Really, really good wrestling stories too. Like, just because you told an 8-month story doesn't mean it's fucking good. It was a piece of trash. The Being the Elite stories were built up over a year or so, going into All In.
Like, the announcement was built up over the part, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah, right, for this announcement. Like, Bully Ray was part of All In. And he's just like, no one tells stories anymore. They told a story without a fucking TV show. You've got a TV show and you're still telling trash stories. Oh, man. That bummed me out. I almost forgot about it. I almost let it slide. I'm not going to let it slide, Bully. You're a trash human. No, not really. I love Bully Ray. He's not a trash human at all. He's a great wrestler. I like a lot of the things he's done. The whole ECW. Yeah, I love ECW. But yeah, dude, your time is gone, man. These guys get it. They're telling stories that people want to hear now.
And some guys have been positive with it, of course. Like, we've got Jim Cornette and you've got guys like Eric Bischoff as well. They're just giving them nothing but positivity in whatever, how this plays out.
They're just angling for jobs.
Yeah, it's true.
It's like, man, I hope I get booked.
In the coming months, we'll see if their opinions change. But
Cornette's on the phone. He's just like, I never said you were killing the business. All right, that wasn't me. That was, it's funny. They're doing the work thing. They're just angling for bookings. But you know, I guess that's all there is to talk about. Really, All Elite. There's still a lot of mystery around it, but we'll find out more next week, and we'll keep you informed of what goes down. This was kind of thrown together at the last minute, so we don't have a lot of info, right? Like, this happened. This happened
fresh off the press, yeah.
Yeah, this happened an hour ago. So this happened an hour ago. We're still, as we're talking, we're scrolling through the newsfeed looking at what else comes up about it. So, you know, there's not a lot to go on, but we'll keep you informed as we move forward. Now, where can people find you, Mr. Mysterious?
You guys can find me on Instagram and all the socials pretty much on @Mr. Mysterious with a 1 instead of an I. How about yourself, Greg?
I am @Greg Unchained on Twitter, @The Greg Unchained on Instagram. We collectively are the B+ Wrestle on Twitter because wrestling wouldn't fit. We're the B+ Wrestling everywhere else, including Patreon, where you can now sign up to get these episodes earlier than everyone else, to get them without ads. So if you're listening to the free version of this, you're a chump. We hit you with a bunch of advertising. No, I mean, look, the ads are good. Please support our advertisers, Threadbox, All Aussie Travelers. Get out there, check them out. We love them. They're doing good stuff. But if you do prefer to support directly as opposed to through advertisers, you can always go to Patreon, and for $5 a month, you're going to get access to call-in shows. $3 a month gets you onto our private Discord. You know, our eternal gratitude, no matter how much, every dollar counts. So everything you do to help, it's huge to us. It helps us to redesign our website, to invest in better equipment so that we sound better, that we can produce more content, that we can get onto YouTube, do all these sorts of cool things for you guys and bring you more Aussie Graps content especially, but everything, including, you know, exclusive coverage of All Elite Wrestling as it happens. So, you know, anything you want to contribute, we would really appreciate it. That's at patreon.com/the B+Wrestling. Other than that, like, share, subscribe, all the regular stuff, and thank you so much for
Thank you,
listening.
guys.
Hold one. Arm drag.
You're not doing this. Get out.
Let me tell you a personal story about Vince McMahon. You just made the list.
Sorry, no speak English.
Dummy. Goodbye and good night. Hold two. Arm bar.
This is the worst town I've ever been in.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Dummy. Hold three. The moss covered.